want you guys to do, we're going to start by looking at how you're going to be, listen up. We're going to look very quickly at how you're going to be assessed on this. You're going to be assessed on your reading skills, the fact that you've been reading and understanding and comprehending Song of Solomon, and on your speaking and language skills. And remember, you have 2 growth charts or semester 1 rubrics, the reading, writing, language, and then the speaking, listening language, those 2 separate rubrics. I will be working with both of those for your Socratic discussion. So the first one, just so you know, this is how you're going to be graded, is according to the Common Core State Standards speaking standards. All of these here. These are on today's lesson plan. So go ahead, look at them, browse them, and know, oh yeah, okay, then I gotta make sure that I speak clearly. I gotta make sure that I integrate multiple sources. I mean, that I do multiple chapters, that I get some real-world connections, that I propel the conversation forward, that I present my information and supporting evidence clearly. That's part of it. For the reading, that you are able to determine 2 or more themes, that you're able to talk about it, that you analyze the impact of the author's choices on how to develop the story. Think of those things as you're preparing for your conversation. So all of the reading, the RL standards here, look at those and refresh your mind on, okay, these are the skills that I need to use, I need to exhibit and demonstrate for the discussion. Any questions on that? Nope. And you can find those on today's lesson plan right here. Your reading, writing, listening rubric and your speaking, listening rubric. And those, you have each of those. Maybe you don't have the speaking, listening. Gosh, I can't remember. You might not have that in your file yet. I will be doing that next week. But your reading, writing, listening one you do have in your drive. But you can look there and review, remind yourself of the skills that you're going to be exhibiting tomorrow, using and demonstrating. Okay, so the next thing, how we're going to practice this and get, nobody should have their computers up just yet though. Thank you. Wait until we're all done with directions, and then you can jump into your groups and get started. All right, so the discussion prep sheet I want to look at and explain it so that you can get started on that. We have focus questions here, or statements, that you need to know your opinion about. You need to know, what are you claiming is the more valid, the most valid interpretation, or what is your answer? And then, why are you believing that? Give us evidence from the text. So you're going to be looking at your text, chapters 1 through 8, and writing it here so that when you're in the discussion, you can immediately turn to that for reference and how to support your opinion. Anticipated counterclaims. What is a counterclaim? Proving the claim wrong. Right. Your claim or opinion is here. The counterclaim is someone who might have either be able to prove your claim wrong, like you said, Seth, or it might be just a little bit different. It doesn't have to be totally opposite, but at least it's a little bit different than yours. So how might you refute that? What evidence could you provide that would show that your interpretation or opinion is more valid than the other interpretation? So I want you to anticipate that. That's part of being prepared. I have this opinion, but what are other people going to be thinking? Write that there. And then this you can leave empty for tomorrow. You can just write notes there. Tomorrow there's not a lot of space, but a little space where you can jot some notes for yourself. Okay. So what you need to do today is determine your opinions there. You have to have this with you tomorrow, printed out for when you come in to class, because the inner circle will start the discussion first with just your prep sheet with you. And the outer circle will have your computers and be having a few other roles that are assigned, commentators and discussion trackers. Okay, and then we'll switch halfway through and switch roles. Okay, so
we're talking about Song of Solomon. We're going to debate pretty much.
Okay, a lot of people don't think of it as a debate, but it's really not a debate because no one wins. Like, your answer is absolutely right. Everybody decides, whoop, yep, he's the winner, because we all can have our own interpretation, and we make our understanding deeper by continuing to question, answer, digging deeper and deeper. So it's not a true debate. It's a discussion where we analyze our opinions and change them according to the basis of the evidence. Pardon me?
Debate method, right?
Somewhat, yeah. Yep. But question. Okay, so with your evidence, and that's the debate part. Okay, how you can start thinking about your answer here, other than the fact that you guys have summarized Song of Solomon, they're on the boards there. You have your text with you, and we also have all of your annotations that you put on yesterday. And what I've done here is I've taken most of the very obvious paraphrases of figurative language and put them down at the bottom under that category, but otherwise, the rest of your questions and annotations here had a lot of good discussion about interpretations, why you think something is the way it is. So you can use this sheet as ideas and discussion generators for you. And that's on the lesson plan as well. So as you get in your groups, you'll need to file make a copy of your discussion prep sheet. Each person has to have their own printed, ready to go. So you can either print it out and write out your answers, your opinions, your evidence, and counterclaims, or you can do it on the computer and then print it. Your choice. But file make a copy of that. Look at, sometime between now and then, look at the rubrics so that you know what you're being graded on. And here's period 8, your questions that can help you generate some ideas. Okay, so one way you can go about doing this, when you get in your groups, you could work by yourself for the whole day, but I would suggest discussing. Practice your discussion. So in your table group, you might decide, let's all decide what our opinion is individually on chapter 1 and 2 question, and then discuss it and come up with sharing evidence, sharing different counterclaims, and then move to chapter 3 question. Or you might decide, everybody answer your opinion on all of them, and then let's discuss and share our evidence, our opinions, our counterclaims. You and your group can decide how to do that. But start asking questions and having that conversation as a practice for tomorrow. Questions? You may, if that works better for you. Yes, you may. Any other questions? Everybody know how to start?
Yep.
All right, so I expect to see you in groups discussing the questions at some point, whether you do it right away, one by one, or if you do it after each of you have established your opinion about all of the questions. Okay? All right, get to it.